Hello, wish you all a very happy and prosperous new year. In this month's edition, we take a stock of key developments in 2025 and outlook for 2026 or say FY 26-27. The year 2025 showcased resilience in global markets despite trade frictions and geopolitical uncertainties. Gold, equities across developed and emerging markets, and EM fixed income delivered strong returns, with global assets outperforming Indian markets. As we move into 2026, the backdrop is defined by fiscal expansion, AI-driven investments and the risks thereof, divergent inflation trends, central bank on final legs of easing, and soft dollar. Global growth surprised on the upside in 2025. Loose fiscal policies across major economies cushioned tariff impacts, while AI-related investments in the US provided a significant boost. Despite deglobalization rhetoric, global exports in volume terms surged 13% during 9-month 2025, the second highest since 2000. The US goods trade deficit widened to a monthly average of $112 billion versus $102 billion in 2024. Several nations entered asymmetric trade deals with the US, though structural agreements are lacking. India-US negotiations are still going on. Meanwhile, India signed bilateral agreements with UK, Oman, EFTA and New Zealand in 2025, reinforcing its global trade positioning. Looking ahead, we are in an unusual scenario in the US with strong capex but weak labor market. AI and data center investments dominate US growth, but excluding AI, underlying growth remains modest. Employment trends remain weak, with non-farm payroll additions slowing and consumer loan delinquencies rising across mortgages, student loans and credit cards. Fiscal support persists, with deficit above 6% of GDP under the One Big Beautiful Act, ensuring continued stimulus. Yet, sustainability of AI-led growth is uncertain. Europe has shifted gears from austerity to expansion. Germany's Euro 1 trillion infrastructure and defense initiative marks a decisive end to a decade of fiscal restraint. This expansionary stance provides a modest growth impulse, though structural challenges remain. Trade tensions with the US have subsided following new deals, removing a major source of uncertainty. Inflation in the euro area remains close to 2%, suggesting limited risks compared to the US. China's economy weakened in second half 2025 as real estate, consumption and investment slowed. Retail sales growth moderated and property prices fell further, and consumer confidence remained weak despite fiscal measures. Housing, which accounts for 60% of household assets, continues to drive sentiment, and without major housing stimulus, wealth effects will stay subdued. Beijing's 15th five-year plan aims to boost household consumption, but this requires deep reforms in income distribution and social welfare. Until then, exports remain China's primary growth engine, reinforcing its role as a global deflationary force. For investors, China will not drive a significant global recovery in 2026. This places the US as the key growth driver, though its outlook is increasingly complex. AI-led investment supports growth, but risk persists from weak labor market and potential cracks in the AI sector, making the US economic backdrop uncertain for 2026 as well. Inflation remains a pressing concern in the US, while deflationary impulses from Chinese exports and a contained commodity prices dominate elsewhere. Most central banks, except those in Latin America, appear to be in the final phase of monetary easing. However, there remains some buffer for further rate cuts, particularly among emerging markets, should global growth weaken. Emerging markets may benefit from softer dollar conditions and supportive liquidity. The US dollar was strong early in 2025, but weakened from April onwards amid tariff uncertainty. While fears of structural decline surfaced, fundamentals regained prominence as trade jitters eased. Historically, Fed rate cuts outside recession similar to now align with dollar weakness. The dollar's trajectory in 2025 mirrored the pattern seen during Trump's first term, reinforcing expectations of continued softness. Key drivers include global growth resilience, Fed's accommodative stance, and loose US financial conditions. Unless global growth falters or US policy pivots unexpectedly, the dollar is expected to remain under pressure, creating a favorable backdrop for emerging market currencies. However, the magnitude of Fed cuts and leadership changes at the central bank will be critical in shaping dollar's path through 2026. India's economic growth was soft in FY26, with real GDP, even as it averaged at 8% year-on-year in the first half, nominal growth was subdued at 8.8%. For FY26, nominal growth is expected at 8.5%, while real growth could appear statistically elevated at 7.5% due to deflator effects. FY27 should see nominal growth improve to 11%, with real growth moderating to 7.2%. All in all, what we are saying is that growth conditions would improve in FY27. Domestic drivers, credit-led consumption, and policy support will dominate, but exports is expected to remain weak. Structural reforms and premiumization trends reinforce a constructive medium-term outlook, though global slowdown and geopolitics remain key risks. Rural spending outlook is modestly positive as welfare measures seep in and low inflation mitigate Kharif income setback. A positive development on India-US trade deal could only be marginally positive for growth outlook, as the country still faces a stiff competition from rising dominance in Chinese exports. RBI cut the repo rate by 125 basis points and infused liquidity or announced liquidity infusion totaling to INR 15.7 trillion between December 2024 to December 2025, signaling a shift toward growth orientation. Fiscal stance eased and reforms accelerated. Bank credit growth rose from 9% in May 2025 to 11.4% by November 2025 and could improve to 13 to 14% in FY27. Household credit could outpace corporate credit. Sectors reliant on credit-driven demand and premiumization trends are expected to outperform. Corporate capex remains healthy, that is in early teens, driven by power, gas, transmission, capital goods, cement, and real estate. Central capex is expected to align with nominal GDP as fiscal consolidation moderates. Inflation is expected to average near 4% in FY27, which is still benign. While we would not rule out one more rate cut in 2026, monetary policy in India is likely headed for a long pause, unless global growth outlook deteriorates. Liquidity, however, would continue to stay supportive. Just at the close of the year, RBI announced another round of OMO totaling to INR 2 trillion to be executed in January 2026 and a $10 billion of buy-sell swap in mid-January. Fiscal deficit is projected to consolidate to 4.2% in FY27 from 4.4% in FY26, though state deficits remain elevated. Government bond supply could rise to INR 29 trillion, keeping demand-supply dynamics tight. Rupee witnessed significant depreciation in November, despite US dollar index, that is DXY, showing a 9% decline through the year, and most emerging market currencies except Indonesia and Turkey appreciating against the dollar. Typically, India's lower inflation relative to the US, stable crude prices, fiscal discipline, and current account deficit under 1% of GDP support Indian assets and the rupee. No trade deal with the US is at the helm of this mayhem. Weakening sentiment around rupee triggered panic among importers, prompting a rush to hedge future dollar liabilities. This surge in hedging demand has pushed up forward premiums in India and driven the Indian fixed income yields higher too. The INR's recent weakness, despite low inflation, has made the REER competitive. We do not see stress on the balance of payment fronts in FY27. High gold imports driven by investor demand despite 50% higher prices are offset by weak oil prices, while the non-oil, non-gold deficit has widened due to economic recovery and Chinese export competition. Strong double-digit growth in net services helps contain the current account deficit below 1% of GDP in FY26 and FY27. Capital inflow should improve in FY27, supported by potential inclusion in Global Bond Index and resumption of FPI equity flows. After a near 5% depreciation in 2025 and 4% depreciation FYTD, we expect the rupee to weaken only by a mere 2% in FY27. That is to around 92 levels against US dollar. A trade deal could even trigger a marginal appreciation. Overall, currency fundamentals remain stable, aided by contained CAD, resilient service exports, and improving capital outflows. Calendar year 2026 equity outlook looks constructive but selective. Key drivers include stronger bank credit growth, revival in FPI and FDI flows, and improved monetary transmission. Consumption should rebound on healthier household finances and policy support, while corporate capex sustains mid-teen growth in power, real estate, and data centers. Exports stay muted, making domestic demand the main engine. Valuations remain elevated, so sectoral selectivity is vital. We favor companies with strong balance sheets, pricing power, and domestic exposure. Risks are global shocks, geopolitics, and delayed transmission. Hence, bottom-up focus on consumptions, financials, and select industrials would be the play for 2026. Given the overall macro and demand dynamics in the current phase of the rate cycle, it's time to prioritize stability in the fixed income market and accrual over a directional duration strategy. A moderate duration stance with core accrual built around high-grade short-tenor AAA bonds and selective exposure down the curve consistent with fund risk mandates is warranted in portfolios. Duration remains tactical in the current environment. Signing off for this month. Thank you.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.